For this assignment, we're going to make a slab sign, and it's going to be a 2-level slab sign. So you're going to have your base, this slab right here, and you're also going to have features added to the base. As you can tell, this one says to RHS 2017. It's been a couple years ago, but this is a multiple layer slab sign. You can tell that the letters are about that thick. The slab is about that thick. This has been fired twice, so it has shrunk about 15%. So you want to roll your slab out a little bit thicker than something like this if you want to make a slab sign approximately this thick. Okay? Now, I am not going to do a Reedley High School sign. I'm going to demonstrate a sign that I kind of brainstormed. It says Bella with a bunch of dog paws going across the bottom. I have a sign up on my fence for our old dog, Sparky, who's no longer with us, so I thought I'd make one for Bella. The first thing you want to do is roll the slab, of course. Now, I've already rolled this slab. This is the slab I rolled on the slab roller. Now, I've put the slab on a sheet of paper and then on top of a masonite bat. The reason I did this is that when the clay shrinks, the paper will shrink very easily with it. If I left it on the masonite bat and it was stuck to the masonite bat, as it would shrink, it would either warp or crack. So, I have a very plain slab. Now, I want this slab to look a little bit organic. So I'm a big fan of adding texture. Now this is an old fence board that I've used over and over again throughout the years. And what I'm going to do is just lay it on the slab and give it a slight push, just enough to go into the clay and add the texture of an old piece of wood. I don't know if that's visible, but there is our pressed in wood grain. And I want the top and the bottom of the slab fairly nice and even. So I'm going to take a ruler and just cut through. As you can tell, the thickness of the slab right here. Now, if you want to make sure that this is nice and even, you can take the ruler or yardstick. Now this one I'm going to make, about 5.5 inches. So I'm going to make a mark there. Then at the other end, 5.5 inches. And that way, I can line those two marks up, do another cut, and I'm assured that this is nice and parallel. Okay? So here we have our base slab. But I want the ends of the slab to look like an old weathered board. So I'm going to take the pin tool and just kind of give it a jagged edge on both ends of the slab. Now, it doesn't have to be severe as far as the cuts. You can tell that those cuts are just a little jagged. And then with the side of the pin tool, I'm going to pull through some of the wood grain at the end to make it look like it's cracked. I just want to not overdo it, just give it a number of stress cracks to make it look like an old weathered board. And do the same thing on the other side. And on these crack lines, try to vary the length of them. If you make them all the same length, it looks contrived. So here we have our base, okay? Now I want to imprint dog paws along the bottom line, like there's a line of dog paws, and then the word Bella across the top, okay? So in order to make a dog paw, I'll demonstrate on another piece of clay. I'll flatten this out a little bit. Here's a piece of clay. All I'm going to do is take a nice rounded form. In this case, I'm going to use a eraser or an eraser from the bottom of a pencil and create the dog paw. So it's nice and rounded, almost like it's pushed in to the mud or sand. In this case, a piece of wood, which doesn't make sense, but anyway. The center portion of the paw, and then the pads. And there's our dog paw. Okay, much like the footprint in the sand that I showed early on in the class. Now I'm going to do the dog paws, and I'll do those in time lapse so you don't have to sit and watch me do the whole thing. For the next portion of this sign, I thought I was going to have Bella go across this way, but to match the way the dog prints are, I'm going to have B, E, L, L, A going vertical.